It is Manchester City versus Leicester City in the Premier League. 5:30 kickoff just before Christmas. It's a Christmas cracker. It's a cracker, and we're really looking forward to it. I mean, look, Leicester are currently 10 points behind Liverpool, who, you know what, to be fair, they are going to win the league. And Manchester City are 14 points behind them. So it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to see either of those teams being capable of catching up with Manchester City. Up with Liverpool. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I hope that Leicester can do it. I really do. The time has not started yet, people, so don't worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. We'll start it bang on. We are going to be talking about this AFTV witch hunt, which is started by the media. It's a disgrace. We will be talking about that during the game. I've got strong opinions, probably helped by strong beer, but it's Christmas. That's what it's all about for some people. What's up, says Ridder Derman. We're in for a good one tonight. We're in for a good one. That's what what have I done? I tell you what have I done? I just started the timer and then closed the timer app down. Idiot. But we'll sort it out, don't worry. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have a good time. But Leicester starting off with the ball at the moment. Manchester City have Sergio Aguero back, which obviously strengthens them, of course. What team wouldn't be strengthened by having the best striker in Premier League history, arguably, in their team? I wouldn't go that far, actually. I'm going to retract that statement early on. But the timer is up and running. And I don't play Fantasy Premier League at all, but what I do play is watch-alongs with you people. And let me just tell you that the team news we have in this game, we did have Everton-Arsenal at lunchtime. I've just blanked it, 0-0. Ederson in goal. Walker, Fernandinho, Otamendi and Mendy as their back four. De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva as their midfield three, with Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus and Sterling. So Aguero is on the bench, as is Rodri and Cancelo and Foden, with also Zinchenko, Bravo and Garcia. Leicester line up with Schmeichel, Pereira, Evans, Sionku, Chilwell, Ndidi, Tielemans, Maddison, Perez, Barnes and Vardy. So much the same sort of team for Leicester. I tell you what, it nearly found its way across the Barnes there. But I think this is going to be a cracking game. It's going to be very, 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 very fast. Where was Hardman DT when Robbie was getting harassed? Probably hiding in the toilet with that bum Troops. Your thoughts, Mark? Cheers. Happy Christmas, as Hayden Bailey. So, look, basically what's happened today, Arsenal-Everton, we did it as a watch-along, Goodison Park at lunchtime. After the game, Man City nearly getting on the end of something there, but Chilwell gets rid of it. After the game, some Arsenal fans went to where Arsenal Fan TV were filming and were singing, "Get out of my club, get out of my club, Arsenal Fan TV, get out of my club." I'm disgusted by it, and to me, I've got no loyalty to Arsenal Fan TV at all. I know Robbie, I get on with him, but they do their thing. United Standards our thing. It's quite a lot different, but it's fan opinion. And somebody will say, well, it's those fans' opinion to chant about Arsenal Fan TV. Well, yeah, of course it is, but it's driven by what? I'm not an Arsenal fan. Rest in peace, Martin Peters, says the Dugout Football Channel. I didn't even know that had happened, the Dugout Fan Channel, so that's really sad. England hero, we'll be talking about that in a few minutes as well. Really sad to hear that, World Cup winner. But with regards to the fans who've gone and sang that, it's just petulant and it's just hooliganism, because these fans who want to have their opinion on their club are being drowned out by people saying, you can't have an opinion. Get out of my club, get out of my club. It's not Arsenal Fan TV, get out of my club. It's get out of my club, get out of my club. You can't have an opinion if it's not the one I like, which is communism. It is. I'm sorry. It's dictatorship, and it's not right. I don't agree with it. So I think it's poor. But also I think it's driven by TalkSport. It's funny how TalkSport attack AFTV, and then suddenly you've got fans chanting, "We don't want AFTV near our club anymore." And the brilliance of this is, and this is what you get with tribalism, is that our TalkSport are owned by Rupert Murdoch, ultimately. I think they're owned by the Wireless Group, who run lots and lots of things. TalkSport, after a game, will say, should you sack your manager, call in and be a dick. So they do exactly that. And what this is all about, Arsenal Fan TV is obviously massive, and TalkSport don't like the fact that they basically do what they do, but they do it better. So they create this toxicity. And basically what they're doing is they're also putting people's safety in jeopardy by, calling Arsenal Fan TV toxic. They've had fans going up to Robbie today, and that can turn violent very, very easily. So I think it's a disgrace. I think the fans who've done it are a disgrace because you've been conned by TalkSport and the mainstream media, who basically want to destroy fan channels because they want to run their monopoly. And also, how foolish do you look, in my opinion, that you are chanting about a fan channel being toxic when your owners, much like Manchester United, don't support your club. They just want your money. They're not bothered about success on the pitch. So what have your fan base got to be happy about? You were once a massive club. Manchester United and Arsenal used to run the Premier League. Now look at you. You're a joke. And yet your fan base are meant to sit there and go, it's fine. There's my money, Cronky. No, get stuffed. If I was a fan of Arsenal, which I'm not, I would be vocally very unhappy. And I'm not a fan of Arsenal, but I can see very big similarities between your club and Manchester United. You are owned by people who just want to bleed you dry of money, and you are better than that. You are an institution of English football, and you are being taken for a ride by rich owners who don't give a shit. So every Arsenal fan who stands up against that is right, and I stand with them, because your football club's similar to mine. It's being flushed down the toilet by rich people taking your money from your club. So I haven't got a problem with Arsenal fans who are toxic because they care and they think their club should be doing better, because as an outsider, you're a bloody joke. On the other hand, if Arsenal and United were doing what Liverpool are doing, nobody would be moaning, because the way they're run, they're top of the league, they're champions of Europe, you wouldn't have any reason to moan. And this is the problem. People get lost in this. Oh, fan channels are toxic. Well, fan channels are only toxic when they are fan channels for clubs that are doing shit. If a club's doing well, there isn't any toxicity. Look at Redmen TV with Liverpool. They're living the dream. Look at United when we won the Europa League. It was positivity wall to wall. When Solskjaer came in at the start, it was positivity wall to wall. This is a dangerous precedent. And all those people who are shouting, Arsenal Fan TV, get out of my club. It's not your fucking club. It's everybody's club. It's everybody's club. And I say this all the time with Manchester United. These top Reds who think it's their club. It's not your club. Doesn't matter whether you were born within spitting distance of Old Trafford or you live in the Philippines. You're still a fan of Manchester United. And this bullshit about you can't do this, you shouldn't be doing that. I don't know any fan channel that tells anybody you should do this, you should do that. It's a place for people to voice their opinion. And this is a very dangerous road that idiots are falling for. They're turning on each other, their fan base is getting divided, and who sat there laughing? TalkSport, Sky Sports, everybody else who are trying to destroy fans because they just want your money and they want to dictate their scripted bullshit. I've had my say. Pogba is back, Eric Graves. We'll be talking about that on the United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight. This game, 7 minutes in, we haven't missed a hell of a lot, but there you go. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This channel's for everybody. It's not about Manchester United, although I'm a United fan. Everybody's welcome on here. All opinions, all clubs, all fans. We just love football. That's what That's Football's all about. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash a like, and please do share the video and get involved. But I'll be saying a little bit more on the United Stand as well, but I'm disgraced. I'm disgusted as a football fan that football fans are chanting at each other, saying, get out. I absolutely hate that statement, get out of my club, because I've had to deal with this all my life. Oh, look at you Forest fan because you're from Nottingham, or if you're from London, you're an ex-Arsenal fan. It's bullshit, tribalism, top, I'm a better fan than you bullshit, which I set up the United Stand, and I do this because I value fan opinion. It doesn't matter where you're from. I don't care where you're from. If you love football, I want to know what you've got to say. Who me says, to me, I think the issue is more about against DT and troops who like it's about promoting themselves for money than attacking AFTV itself. It's perception that certain people get preference. Well, everyone's got an opinion, but I just think you've all been conned by TalkSport because no one was saying this before. The one says, targeting of Robbie by Arsenal fans is just what's been happening for years, and only are they mad fans now have a voice, they are also angry. That is a black man who is competing with them, says the one. Well, is there a racial element to it? I don't know. But you got Piers Morgan coming out sticking up for Robbie on Twitter today. I just stick up for football fans, that's what I do. People say, oh, it's only because you run a football. It's only because you run a fan channel. Well, look, I don't go to many games because I do watch-alongs on the United Stand. So, you know, you can come and chant outside my house, get out my club, but I'll just ignore you. So, and if you break into my house, you go into prison. So, it doesn't stop me doing what I'm doing. That I don't, you know, actually, it doesn't. So that's not my agenda at all. De Bruyne into Sterling. He's got ahead of Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans makes the tackle. And Leicester are living a little bit dangerously here, but they come away with the ball. I think it's going to be a very hard game for Leicester tonight. Very hard game indeed. Man City dominating the ball, which is what you're going to expect in a game like this. Sterling now into the box. He's not going to get ahead of Pereira. That's going to be an interesting battle, that is. Pereira against Raheem Sterling. Are you hanging up your stocking? Don't get me talking about things that I'm passionate about when I've had a drink as well. It's never a good thing. Let's keep it nice and easy. Nice and easy does it every time. And you know what as well? You know, it just comes into my head as well. I'm off on one tonight. What comes into my head is I don't like the One Show. So I don't fucking watch it. You know, I never watch it. I don't like the One Show. But I don't go and stand outside BBC headquarters saying, get off my channel, get off my channel. The One Show, get off my channel. You know, it's like, I just don't watch it. Who are you to say that people can't do things and stop them from doing it? Like, it's just such knobheadism. Like, I don't like the One Show. I don't chant about it and say, get off my channel. It's just, grow up for God's sake. You know what I'm saying? Rapsing, Chamberlain, all these things and more. Driving home for Christmas, Matt Barber, let's have it. I can't tell you what, I don't know, this is going to sound really bad, and like, you know what, in many ways I wish I didn't drink, and I'll tell you what, this is going to probably turn into a little bit of a personal thing. It should be ongoing for Goldbridge, but my history with drink is I'm not an alcoholic, far from it, but I lived in Dublin for 3 years. Everybody pretty much drinks all the time there. Well, not everybody, but there's a big drinking culture in Ireland. But I used to be down the local pub because I was like from like a country place really. And don't start saying you're not urban. You know, for everyone who's carrying knives, there's barbed wire. Good shot by Mahrez. I think he wanted a penalty there, and they might review it. Kyle Walker's going to whip a cross in. Man City are knocking on the door here, and Leicester are a little bit on the ropes. There is a definite gulf in class at the moment. Bernardo Silva, Mahrez doesn't really grab hold of it. It's relentless by Man City at the moment. Gabriel Jesus on the right hand side. Chilwell, corner ball. Tell you what. Yeah, so I grew up in like a rural area really. And we had a couple of pubs in the village that I lived in, and well, a lot to do. And when I hit 16, it was all about can you get in the pub and get a drink. And my uncle was like 7 years older than me. My uncle's like quite young, and my mum's the oldest, so there's not much of a gap between me and my uncle. So he would be in the pub anyway, so he would get me a drink. So I was drinking from 15, 16, like a lot of kids were when I was at school, and yeah, I've always liked to drink, but I don't drink every day or anything like that. But what I was going to say is, at Christmas, basically from now until New Year, I drink so much. Like, I'll start drinking at midday, and De Bruyne has hit the post there from the edge of the box. He's on fire, his Fanta pants. Lovely shot from there, and it hits the foot of the post. All Leicester need is one chance, as Fitness Unscripted Sharath Kamath. Yeah, Leicester need to do what United did. Basically, that's the game plan. Good shot by Bruyne. It's curling as well, and makes it very hard for the goalkeeper to deal with. But yeah, I almost become immune to getting drunk over Christmas because you're drinking every day. I could never be an alcoholic though because I just hate the hangover. Shout out near Edinburgh, a village where about 50 people live, says Ewan Vickers. Dewar Town. Yeah, shout out your weird names of villagers. I'm going to give it out to Cropple Bishop, massive. Look it up on Google, Cropple Bishop. It will be famous one day as the place where Goldbridge was born. I wasn't born there. Do drink responsibly, Biggie Smalls. Exactly, definitely. Good afternoon, Mark. This is Ibrahim. Do you think Man United can win the league next year? Says We Boost. No. Cross comes in. This is a good game. It's much better than bloody Everton Arsenal that we did at lunchtime. I just worry about Leicester. I mean, I just don't. I don't want Man City to score because, City when they're 3 or 4-0 up at half time, it's bloody boring. But it's a good test if you're looking at a James Maddison or a Ben Chilwell or an Ndidi as the quality, lovely play by Mahrez against his old club, gets a shot off straight at Schmeichel. Swandeep says that City is the best footballing team in the Premier League. Well, I wouldn't disagree with you there, Swad, big mate, because I think we did a watch-along for Liverpool versus Man City at Anfield, and I thought Man City played Liverpool off the park a lot of the time, but Liverpool just did them, didn't they? So footballing-wise, I think Man City are a better footballing team than Liverpool, but better footballing team doesn't win games necessarily. It gives you a bigger advantage, but it doesn't necessarily win games. I mean, Everton-Chelsea the other week, 80% possession for Chelsea. They lose 2-1. So, you're hanging up, you're stuck in on the wall. Who says, if you look at the United stands, you have a good mix of people on there. You do have 2 or 3 guys with their own channel. Saeed I rate, Adam I'm not keen on, I'll be honest. Ricky very good, Flex found a gem in him. Well look, you know what, I don't even think it's relevant to start differentiating between AFTV and United Stand and saying United Stand's a better channel. It is, but ultimately all fan channels should be and are about giving fans a voice. And you know Arsenal Fan TV put more fan cams up than anybody. They put about 20 up every game, so you're going to get a load of different opinions. The United Stand, it's very important that you do get lots of different opinions. Mahrez, that should be 1-0. Oh my life, how is it not 1-0? Mahrez is on one. He's absolutely on one. He's tearing him apart. Pulls it back to Gabriel Jesus, who tokes his po at it. It doesn't go in. And another header there for Jesus as well from the 6-yard box, straight at Schmeichel. They're all over them at the moment. Mark, have you heard of the old Monk rum? It's very nice as fitness and scripted. Sharath Kamath. I haven't. United Stand and Darth Maul says Adam is one of the best hosts. LLO. He's talking about Adam off our fan cams, not that coward parody guy who is on the other channel. He's talking about Adam who looks like Matic, who does our fan cams, not that pretender who's a coward. Which is your favourite team, says Imitiz Ahmed. Mine? Get with it, do a search. If you're talking about tonight, I want Leicester to win tonight, but it's going to be difficult. Tokes his pokes his toe. Yeah. I'm not going to comment of why I'm mixing my words up. Raheem Sterling here. Saheem Rurling. And it's a good tackle by, I think it's Ndidi that time. No, it's Ricardo Pereira. It's going to be a right proper test for Leicester tonight. I did say Tokes his po, yeah. Mark, since Aubameyang wants to leave Arsenal, would you take him at United? I personally think he's very good. Well, he won't be coming to United because United will sign Haaland and then they've got all the strikers they need. So they won't be signing him anyway. But he's a good player. I'm not going to pretend that I don't think Aubameyang's a good player because I do. I really do. Hey Joshua, I've just blocked you. So you can keep doing your same shitty comments again and again, but you're going to have to open up another YouTube account. See you in a few minutes. Do you think Maddison will sign for United as Krill Anderson? I think if United want him, they will. Vardy's on the break here. He's on his own. Man City getting a lot of... Oh, lovely skill by Vardy. Cross! Ooh, what skill by Vardy. That was sexual. Lovely cross as well. Couldn't get on the end of Barnes' po. And there's an injury here to Perez. It looks like Perez for Leicester. He's gone down. They played an advantage there. Is it Mike Dean, the ref, by any chance? Guy, I'm aware that the Club World Cup final's on now, but I've got no interest in it. I'd rather watch Premier League football. Mark, is Man United still going to sign Haaland after Mino Raiola comments? I believe he will happen. I believe it will. Connor Linnett says it will be 0-0. It's been leaked. And Marky says Maddison won't come. I think if United signed Eriksen in the summer, then that would make it harder to sign him, wouldn't it? But Maddison's a United fan. I think Maddison would like to come to Manchester United, but it doesn't necessarily mean it will happen. I will do a review of the new Star Wars film, Jamie Tufnell, yeah, when I get some time to do it. Casual, I'm not predicting a win tomorrow, don't worry, I'm predicting a draw. But Paul Pogba has travelled with the United squad, so we'll be talking about that at 8 o'clock on the United stand. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says, I'd like to just take this opportunity to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Wouldn't it be nice if it was the real one? It won't be the real one because he can't stand the online fans, as he's already said. But yeah, happy Christmas to you as well, and to everyone you're spending it with, and to everybody else as well. There's no need to be afraid. Mark, Pogba is part of the Man United squad to face Watford. I know. Like, why do people tell me stuff that's like 2 hours old and think that I won't already know it? We've already put an article up on the United Stand website about it, so I'm fully aware. With regards to this game, Leicester trying to play their way out from the back, which is risky against Man City because they have this 5-second press. But that's a lovely ball by Barnes into Vardy. He's away. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. That is magnificent. For the third time and a fourth, that's magnificent. Chilwell plays it wide to Barnes. Slide rule pass. The pace of Vardy, but he's still got so much to do. And he chips it over the goalkeeper as well. It's just break counter-attacking football. Absolutely superb. Superb from Leicester. Superb from Vardy. Lovely stuff. And it's 1-0 to Leicester. Little dink over as well. Just quality. Absolute quality. There's nothing you can say other than that. Magnificent from Leicester. They've soaked up a lot of the pressure, but this is the problem that Manchester City will face. And I think for the landscape of this game, that goal is superb, because it means now that City, much like when United played them, they're now having to chase a game, leaving the back door open. And as we've seen with Vardy, if you leave that back door open, he'll have a go. Perfect. Exactly. Lots of people saying it as well in the live comments. Exactly. This is exactly the sort of result that we wanted. The scoreline we wanted, early on in this game. You don't, as a footballing spectacle, well, I want Leicester to win anyway, but as a footballing spectacle, you want it to be exciting. And even if Man City come back and win now, they're going to have to come from behind. That's what she said. 1-0. Score changed. Pep's clapping his hands together. Pep to be sacked in the morning. It's 1-0 to Leicester. Fantastic goal on the break. They've soaked up a bit of pressure. Man City have looked dangerous. Reminiscent of Manchester United versus City, to be fair. Although I think Man City have looked a little bit more dangerous than they did against United, even though Leicester are a better team. But long way to go yet. But it's amazing with Pep, isn't it? It's amazing. It's not always going to work, but if you want to beat City, soak up the pressure, have pace on the break. There's nobody quicker than Vardy. Vardy's going to win us the Euros, says Davian. Well, he's got to go to the Euros first. He's retired, hasn't he? Maddison a bit high on Gabriel Jesus there, but there's nothing in it. I don't think Leicester can stop Liverpool winning the league, but I think the only team who can stop Liverpool winning the league are Man City, but not on this evidence. So Vardy scored Charlie McKenzie on the break. And Nehal CM says, I honestly think that City are performing worse than United given their squad. Hi, Mark. My toes are stinky, says Pure Gaming. Thanks for the contribution. You've got to get some new material, mate. I honestly think, yeah, I've read that one. City will win, says Andy Dawson. Well, there's a long way to go. Ooh, I tell you what, it was nearly a goal there again as well. Back post, Sterling. Looping cross, looks like it's going to go out of play. Sterling gets his foot on it. It's going towards the goal. He probably was just about offside anyway, but he got a shot and Schmeichel saved it with his feet. It was a good save, says Dot, and he was right. They've got the corner, so it would have been given. Liverpool will achieve the Premier League and UEFA Champions League before City, says Karim Benzema. And Toby Cartwright says, so undeserved from Leicester. Well, look, that level of bitterness always makes me laugh, because what do teams want to happen when you go to the Etihad? Oh, let's try and let's play open, expansive football and see if we can beat you and get. Oh, look, we're 9-0 down at half time. Or I know, let's be compact and not deprive them of chances and then hit them on the break with pace. Oh, look, we're winning 1-0. Football's a game of winning. Like, if you go toe-to-toe with Pep, you will lose. His style of football in an open game will beat you. But there is a way to beat that style of football, and it's counter-attacking football. And you know what? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets a lot of stick because he's only got one plan. Well, Pep's got one plan. And it works against most teams, but actually, if you defend well and you hit with pace, you can beat them. Jam Sari's #1 fan says, alright, Mark, how's today been? Alright. Quick summary, because you've asked, you probably wish you didn't. Morez, cross shots, wide goal kick. You've asked me, so you're going to get an answer now. I bet you wish you didn't. Woke up this morning. What did I do? I'm not going to tell you what I did. Got up, had a shower. Wrapped some presents. Did the watch along. Had a bit of lunch. Wrap some more presents, did a bit of tidying up, and back here now. Do this, have a bit of tea, 8 o'clock United stand, a few more beers, watch a movie. It's Christmas. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I love Christmas because if you can survive it, then it's just a nice time to reflect on the year that you've had, good or bad. And then in the new year, go again. Jamie Vardy's fitness and speed have not dipped with age, unlike Rooney and Owen. Why do you think that is, says Mitch? Well, here they go again. And it's Vardy again. And he's not one-on-one yet, but he is using his pace to exploit. He's into the box. Oh, I tell you what, they've got to be careful. They've got to be careful. Maddison fed him. He absolutely skins. Well, Fernandinho's taken out by the pass from Maddison, and then he's running wide, but he goes up against Otamendi. He says, see you later in Argentina, I'm coming for my holidays. And then he shoots just over the bar from an acute angle. But every time he's a threat. Every time he's a threat. And he's the player with the most goals against Man City since Pep joined. He's got 6. Made love to the wife. Mate, I know you did, says Dano Jr. And Davian Francis says Flamengo are playing like prime Barcelona against Liverpool. Fanta Pants looks determined. What did I have for lunch? I'll tell you what I had for lunch. The wife makes them. They're really nice. They're called quesadillas. But basically what you do is you get a couple of wraps that you can get from your local co-op or whatever. Couple of wraps. Tuna. Rinse your tuna and dry it from a can. Sprinkle some cheese and spring onion over the top. Lay it out on your wrap. Spray a little bit of oil on a frying pan, a big pan, and then just put it on there and cook it both sides for a minute or so. You've got a hot enchilada that you just slice. Lovely. Mark, I have a big wedge. I need your help, says Pure Gaming. You're getting on my tits now. Bearded Monkey, Robbie mobbed by Arsenal fans. Sad to see. Disgrace. Already spoken about it at the start. We'll speak about it again on the United stand at 8 o'clock. Do you think Pogba will start tomorrow, says Extra Z? I think if it's part of the squad, that means you're fit. So I've already written this on an article, but I think, well, why not? Why not? It makes us better. I tell you what, we need Pogba back. We need Pogba back for these games. City pressing at the moment. Crossed by Mahrez. Oh, it goes off Johnny Evans' knee, wide of the post. Could have gone anywhere. It's a corner. MTS Ahmed says the Haaland situation is similar to De Ligt. I think the deal to United's already done, to be honest with you. Smell of tuna's delicious, says somebody. Oh no, they don't like it. This is a better to watch than Everton versus Arsenal, says Jordan Such. It is. It's a cracking game, and I think that early goal for Leicester. Oh, they've equalised. Man City. Jammy gets. Mahrez shoots and it deflects off someone's foot and Schmeichel can't do anything about it and it's 1-1. It's just lucky, but if you knock on the door enough, somebody will let you in. And Mahrez has been exceptional tonight, I've got to say. Mahrez 1-1. I think it goes off. Well, there might be an offside shout here. Well, there isn't. I don't really get that. I'm confused. I'm confused. That shot has Schmeichel's got two players in front of him who are City players who to me look like they're offside. They're in the line of the shot, but it deflects in, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Fuck the rules. I haven't got a bloody clue what the rules are anymore. But it is 1-1 anyway, and that's not a good thing. But it's a good game. I believe it. I'm sure you do as well. You've got a bit of jingle bells in the background there as well. Look at Pep trying to get the crowd up. Cheerleader. Oh, I think I found myself a cheerleader. My hair has disappeared and I'm shit. I'm rubbish. Don't sing that again. But yeah, Pep trying to cheerlead the Man City fans. I mean, that's like trying to revive a corpse. It's never going to happen. They got no fans. City look angry, says Marcus S. Hey, Bezin's right. A top four finish for Leicester is absolutely sensational. If they can do it. I need to have a look at this. There's a lot of people talking about this, and I need to have a look at it. And it's not porn. So let's have a look at the news. So Martin Peters, World Cup winner, has died at the age of 76, which is really sad. Peters played. Yeah, we know he played in the World Cup. He's so 76 years of age, and Martin Peters, World Cup winner with England, has passed away, which is really sad. Really sad, but there is no but actually. But I think I'm starting to hit that age now where there are a lot of the people I grew up admiring, and whether it's actors, footballers, they are starting to pass away. It's the process of time. It catches us all. Leicester still in the game. City can't cope with the counter-attack, says Extra Z. Yes, definitely. Michael Brown, he's just a coward. I've seen the guy face to face loads of times, and then I keep seeing stuff on social media and on stuff where he's constantly biting, yet when I see him face to face, he's a coward. Daily Blind has a heart injury, says Fajat Khan. Well, he doesn't. He's got a heart condition, and he's hopeful that he'll get back, and hopefully he will. Who's a Chelsea fan round here, says Sarah Macy. You might get a few because you've got a female name, even though you might not be a female. And I'm not saying that, you've had the operation or anything like that. I'm just saying Sarah Macy on a YouTube username doesn't mean you're a female, because you can write anything you like. I could call myself Maria if I wanted to. Wiz thinks Man City are going to win 3-2. No worries, Michael. Merry Christmas to you and your family, says Satish. Thanks, pal, and to you if you're celebrating it. If you're not, I think it's just, I think the religious connotations of Christmas are very important to some. Foul here on De Bruyne on the edge of the box. I don't know. I mean, Mike Dean's such a dickhead, isn't he? Why are you booking Sionku there? That foul is irrelevant. It's on the right-hand side. He's not running through on goal. There's a Leicester player right near him. It's so innocuous. And Mike Dean books him. Get stuffed, Mike Dean, you bloody passion merchant. Even Casey, bye-bye. Everyone give Even Casey a shout-out as he fucks off the channel. And give it to end of January until Arsenal fans want Arteta out, says Extras E. I think Kevin De Bruyne is a fantastic player, RDR, by the way. There's a goal incoming, says Elamano. Mahrez there, whipping it towards the back post. Mahrez is the best player on the pitch at the moment. Ben Lloyd, you're not the only one who can hear jingle bells in the background. Josh Hutchinson says, how would you rate Leicester's squad in relation to the top six? I'm going to talk about that on the United Stand tonight, actually, because I think it's a good point. But it's crap. Like, they've got no depth, really. If they lose Ndidi, who plays as CDM? I think they've got someone called Pratt, haven't they? If they lose Maddison, they're playing Chowdhury. If they lose Vardy, who plays up front? They are absolutely one major injury away from collapse. But Vera Chochia says, I'm embarrassed today by our fans with Robbie. I'm embarrassed in relation to football fans altogether in relation to that. For those joining us a little bit late, Arsenal Fan TV were doing their videos today, and you actually had Arsenal fans chanting, get out of my club. Arsenal Fan TV, get out of my club, which basically translates to don't have an opinion unless it's an opinion we like. We only want Arsenal fans who have our opinion, which is ridiculous. We're all fans. We live in a democratic society where everyone has an opinion. But more than anything, more important than anything, you've got a situation whereby you've got the mainstream media feeding out negativity about fan channels, and fans are buying it. You bloody idiots. You should be ashamed tonight. You are buying into mercenary-owned mainstream media companies who just want the money from your pocket and attacking your own fans. That's how basic you are. Man City! De Bruyne, good block. Leicester will go after Timo Werner in January, says Matthias Rex. Oh, bloody hell, that would be a cracking signing for them. The thing about Leicester is they're not a badly run club. They do have money. I don't think they stand in the way of players if they want to go, but gone all quiet there. It's been a very entertaining first half, hasn't it? It's gone very, very fast. We're nearly at half time. Lundberg should be the coach. Says I think Arsenal defended quite well today. I was quite surprised. Can I just do a shout out before we get half time as well? Look, this channel's really surprised me, and I love doing this channel. You know, one thing I would say about Arsenal Fan TV, because I feel it with United, is that you get so locked into it because it matters. And Dano Jr. says, I love you. I love you too, mate. But the United Stand, it matters so much that you do get, I always say, oh, lovely little ball into Sterling. Takes it down, but he's not put himself one-on-one, and they'll get rid of it. I've always said, when I do my match reactions on the United Stand, they're literally within a minute of the game ending. So sometimes I'll say stuff on a match reaction that I don't actually feel a few hours later because it's a match reaction. But the United Stand, it's passion because it's the club I support. This channel I love because it's just watching football. I don't just watch United. I watch a lot of other games, and I do play football computer games as well, and I do talk about topical football things, and that's what this channel's all about. So everybody's welcome on here. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and if you have already subscribed, please do share the video, because I'd love to get 110,000 before New Year's Day. It's been an amazing year. I think 2020 is going to be great as well. There's so many good games to watch, like Champions League football, and we're going to be doing the Euros in the summer as well. So loads of watch-alongs, loads of content planned. Bottom right-hand corner, please do subscribe, and make sure you share the video as well. You can click the share button and share it on Twitter and Facebook. That would be appreciated, because I think we're building another brilliant, fantastic community here, where we've just got fans from all different backgrounds and supporting different clubs, that when you're watching a game that everyone's watching, it's great. Does Flex pay for his overseas trips? What do you think, Vio? No. Cool comes out the United stand. It's bloody expensive, mate. I think the tour... Oh, De Bruyne. Good shot. Great save. Well, it was probably more right at Schmeichel. Johnny Evans will keep the rebound in as well. That was like a FIFA shot there, where you have a shot, the keeper saves it, but it hasn't got enough energy to go for the corner, so you end up back where you were. Yeah, the trip to the summer tour cost about 15 grand. Costs a lot of money to do a fan channel. Good tackle by Fernandinho. Leicester still a threat on the break. They've just got to stop Man City getting ahead. Mahrez, lovely ball into Sterling. He's on the touchline. He's cutting into towards the box. That's a penalty. Penalty. Sterling skins Ricardo Pereira. I don't think there's any question that it's a penalty. It looked like a penalty to me. I don't think that's a penalty. I think VAR needs to look at that. Blatant dive. Well, there is contact though. I've got to say this. I've always said that. Sterling making a meal of it. Pereira makes the mistake really by diving in. He should, I don't know why he dives in. I never understand that. But you know, when you play high-end sport, the head can go a little bit, and I didn't think it was a penalty. I think it's a little bit harsh on Leicester, but they've come from 1-0 down to lead 2-1 Manchester. Well, they've not done it yet, but I think they will do. It's going to be Gundogan on the penalty. It's you know what? I don't disagree with everyone saying a dive, but it's a lovely penalty by Gundogan as well. It's 2-1. I don't disagree with everyone saying it's a dive, but this has happened to Leicester twice. If you think back to the game at Anfield in the last minute when Mane scored, very similar scenario. I've seen these penalties not being given though, but very similar scenario whereby minimal contact, player makes a meal of it, penalty. But what makes me laugh about this is Son at Everton had the same thing happen to him. They said no penalty. Martial had the same thing happen to him at Bournemouth. They said no penalty. So it's you never know which way they're going to go. But I personally think it's a penalty because there's contact, and if there's contact, you've got every right to go down. It's the inconsistency of VAR that destroys it, because Martial had this, Son had it for Spurs. Contact, go down. They've exaggerated it. Well, has Raheem Sterling not exaggerated it there? Ad says that mainstream media are scared of how strong fan channels are, and that our voice matters more now over them. Long live fan channels. And that's a very good point. You know, fans are getting their opinion out there way more than they ever done, and that's what this is all about. This is what it is all about. Ollie says, you lift my mood every time. Thank you, mates. Good to hear. 2-1 to Man City then. Probably deserved in relation to the context of the game. I just hope that City don't score the next one. A lot of people saying it's not a penalty. Some people are saying it is. I think this is the, I personally think it's a penalty. I think if there's contact, you've got every right to go down. But I don't disagree with those saying it's not a penalty, because we've seen this time and time and time again where those decisions sometimes are a penalty, even this season, and sometimes aren't. And it makes it very, very difficult. I've seen United have penalties not given for that. I've seen Spurs have penalties not given for that. So it is what it is. Nearly at half time anyway. Tupac Shakur says it's a penalty, and he's dead, so he must know. Robbie Stone says there wasn't even any contact. Well, he did, I think his foot connected with his. Who Me says TalkSport tried to jump on the YouTube bandwagon with that Hugh Wizzy and then realised he's just, as he would say, a fraud. Big shouting over the top fraud. Don't like Hugh Wizzy then. Who Me? Alex R7 says never a penalty. Charlie says, what are you drinking? I tell you what, I can't even name it because I'll just... They used to support Liverpool and it's very cheap at Aldi. And I, to be honest with you, if I'm drinking at home, I'll drink most lagers. I'm the sort of guy that when I'm in the pub, I'll drink Carling. I'm not that bothered. I'm not that bothered. Lager to me, I like lager, so I'm not really bothered what lager I drink. AFTV is way too toxic, says Jahil. I struggle with that. I think it's an idiot comment. Can I just say that with all due respect? And I don't want to call you an idiot, but I think it's an idiotic comment, because why are Arsenal Fan TV toxic? Like, I've got a checkered history with DT, but like, if anyone should jump on it and go ha ha ha, it's me. But why are they toxic? Like, I need to understand this. Why is AFTV toxic? I want to know, because Arsenal are shit. They're a banter club. Rival fans call them Banter FC. Everyone says Arsenal Fan TV and chill when they lose. Like, Arsenal are a joke. You've got worse owners than Manchester United. You've got a worse squad than Manchester United. You are a fucking joke as a football club. How is a fan channel for that football club toxic when, if I supported that football club, I would be moaning and everyone else would be moaning? You are shit. Your team is shit. You are shit. You are an embarrassment from where you used to be. Your fans should be moaning. So how is a fan channel that moans about their club toxic when your club's shit? That's what I mean. I genuinely don't understand why they are toxic when their club is shit. And on top of that, this will make you laugh, I know 7 or 8 first team players for Arsenal who are in contact with people on Arsenal Fan TV. So I don't get where the toxicity thing comes from. So it just genuinely baffles me how they are toxic, like they influence what's going on the pitch. I think your owners are toxic. That's what I think is toxic. I think some of your players are toxic, but fans being pissed off because you're crap, how is that toxic? I just don't get it. It's half-time in the World Cup. Oh, a good shot from Leicester there, and it's just saved by Edison, and they've won a corner. Mighty Chop says it's because they've made Arsenal into a joke. Again, I'll just reiterate, I think that comment's idiotic, because how can Arsenal Fan TV make Arsenal into a joke? They're a joke because of what they do on the pitch. Simple as. I've said this so many times. The toxicity comes from the losses and the draws, says Fire Up. Exactly. Well, it's half-time. They're not even going to get the corner. And it's half-time in Qatar, says Adam G. Stop the clock. What was that off? But it is half-time, so let's get into the live comments. Make sure you smash a like on the video, please, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me have a look at how many subscribers we've got. I need to shout this out at half-time. I always forget if I don't. Bottom right-hand corner, please do subscribe if you're new. Everybody's welcome on here. We're trying to get to 109,000 subscribers. We're on 108,700, so we need 300 in the second half. It's been done before. It can be done again. Bottom right-hand corner, please subscribe, and if you have subscribed, please share it, because if you share it on Twitter and Facebook, someone new might come on and go, I'll subscribe, I'll be part of that. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, and please do that. So 2-1 at half time. Leicester leading 1-0. Fantastic goal by Vardy on the break. And Man City, look, you know what? You buy your own luck, don't you? And if you are relentless in your attack, you're going to get opportunities for penalties. And if you're relentless in your shots, you are going to get lucky deflections. And that's what happened. Mahrez's shot deflects in. It's 2-1. It's 1-1. Sterling, Pereira shouldn't jump in. He does. There's minimal contact, but there is contact. Sterling makes a meal of it. Penalty given. VAR reviewed it. I would say I have issues with that because I remember Mane getting a penalty against Leicester at Anfield in similar circumstances. Minimal contact, goes down like he's shot. It may well have been Pereira again, actually. Son against Everton, minimal contact, goes down. VAR says he's gone down too easy. No penalty. Martial against Bournemouth, contact. Martial, VAR, went down too easy, no penalty. So there is inconsistency there, and I sympathise with those people who are saying it's not a penalty. For me, they're all penalties. Mane's was a penalty, Sterling's was a penalty, Martial's was a penalty, Son was a penalty. But out of those, 50% have been given and 50% haven't, and they're the same penalty. So welcome to the world of crap decisions. We know that that is the case with VAR. It's nice. Man singing and dancing when your team loses could be wrong, but perception would be that you are selling yourself more than the club's results, says Humi. Well, I don't watch AFTV, Humi, to be honest with you, but that would never happen on the United stand. No one's going to start rapping because we've lost the game. Leicester are showing Man City too much respect, says Sassy Ranman. I don't think they are. I think they're just trying to hit them on the break. Is Pogba back for tomorrow's game, says Scott Menery? There he is. If you check out the United Stand website, we've put an article up, but he is part of the squad. Liverpool losing against Flamingo 1-0, says Humza. I don't know whether they are or they're not. I don't think they are. It's 0-0, actually. So, you know, it makes me laugh when people put stuff in the comments because it's like literally on my screen, the latest football scores. So, it's 0-0, actually. It's not 1-0. And it's half time in that game as well because it kicked off at the same time. The champions of Europe can't beat some Brazilian team, says Brentley Sadiki. Yeah, but they're going to run away with the title. I can't really take the mickey out of Liverpool when they're about to win their first title in 30 years, to be honest with you. I hate to say that, but it's true. Where do you stand on Ollie in the future, says VOVZ? Well, he's going to be here till the end of the season. Let's see what he can do. I don't think he's the right man long term, but I wouldn't sack him at the moment, if I'm honest. I've said that many times, so bada bing, bada boom. Who favourite Oasis band, Mark? Says Wawa. Oasis. Am I missing something here? Favourite Oasis band, Mark? Oasis. There's only one. Turkey Plays is from Saudi Arabia and he's got a test next week. Good. I presume Christmas week in Saudi Arabia doesn't mean anything, and that's total ignorance from me because I know the religion is different, but I don't know how it works in different countries. I mean, if you're from like Saudi Arabia or Pakistan or a country that's not Christian, is there any acknowledgement of Christmas or is it just a normal week? I don't know. Ignorance, or actually it's not ignorance, I just have never lived there, so why would I know? How do you afford the tour trip before the channel became self-sustainable, says Key Chef Rample. Who said the channel was why are we even in this conversation on That's Football? But the tour trip was last summer. The United Stand's been going for 5 years, so I don't really know where you're going with all that, but there you go. Who do you think will win, Man City or Leicester, says Duke Lesnar? I think that Man City are going to win it. I think I said Man City 3-1. Next goal's key, in all honesty. But Leicester are a threat on the break. And the longer it stays 2-1, I think Man City will start thinking about leaving the back door open. Elijah says, how's Leicester been? Mainly Maddison. They've not had a lot of the ball, Elijah, to be honest. It's been very much get the ball, move it quick. And there's not been a lot of the ball for people like Maddison. Samir Hassan says, I've just watched Star Wars. It was so good. I think I need to watch it again because so many people are saying it's good. And also, I saw this picture on Twitter today of the very end scene. And I can't say too much because it spoils it. I think a draw is possible, says Biggie Smalls. And Mark is a win merchant. Love from Kurdistan says, I'm not a win merchant. That was always bad. I'm not a win merchant. Like, you know, not everything I touch wins, and that's life. You know, you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins anyway. So I'm not a win merchant. You've got to be humble in defeat. You're gonna lose sometimes. That's just the way it is. But you can win in defeat. You can win in defeat because the way you conduct yourself in defeat can overshadow the winner. So, you know, but no, I'm not a win merchant at all. You know, I've learned most things from life from losing. So, serious message there. Manchester okay, but it highly unlikely for Liverpool to slip, says Hassan. And what are your thoughts on the Arsenal thugs, Mark, says Samir Hussein? I think there's still a lot of thuggery in football, to be honest with you. It's not disappeared. There are still people who are basically hooligans, and TalkSport have basically got their ear at the moment, and I think it's a disgrace. I said it 2 weeks ago to Flex. I said as soon as TalkSport started going in on fan channels, they're putting people's safety in jeopardy, and I think it's a disgrace. But more important, I think it's a disgrace because they're basically trying to suppress fan opinion. Kalichi sings on AFTV after every game because he tries to spread positive vibes. You don't have to watch him. You guys are toxic, complete nonsense, says Daniel Jr. I said this in the first half. I'll say it in the second half. I hate the One Show on BBC One. I hate it. It's crap. It's useless. It's for idiots. It's a nonsense show. But I don't go and stand outside BBC headquarters and say, get off my channel, get off my channel. The One Show, get off my channel. You know what I do? I live in a democratic society where people have the right to watch what they bloody well like, and I just don't watch it. I don't need to protest about something I don't like. I just don't watch it. And, you know, we've just had an election. There's parties I didn't like. I just vote for the one that I do. And if it wins, well, you know, I have to bow down to the fact that people find it popular. You know, it's immaturity, it's tribalism, it's bullshit, and it's dangerous. And these people are dangerous. And these idiots who are shouting what they've shouted today at fellow fans are idiots because you might not like that content, but you can't stop it. You're not God. You can't stop it. And also, where were you 3 or 4 weeks ago? Nowhere. You are shouting about it because TalkSport's told you to shout about it subliminally. And they're the Pied Piper and you're the rats. And they are playing a tune and you're jumping in. But the best thing about all this is the people who are playing the tune, TalkSport, you look into who owns TalkSport. The Wireless Group, The Sun are involved in that, I think. But certainly Rupert Murdoch is. Oh, Rupert Murdoch, the big Arsenal fan. Yeah. Or Rupert Murdoch, the multi-billionaire who just wants your money. It's ridiculous. You're all playing to the tune of the monopoly, you know, mercenaries again. And also, your club's owned by mercenaries, but you're attacking your own fans. Idiots. United's exactly the same. I'm not going to pretend we're not. Manchester United's exactly the same. Everyone's fighting to be the top red. You're not a proper fan. You're from Nottingham. Oh, I've been going for 50 years. I was born in Salford. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. I don't care whether you're from Salford or you're from the Philippines, as I said before. You're a United fan. But we all argue amongst ourselves while the Glazers, who probably don't even know where Manchester is, they certainly don't know the difference between United and City. They're just coining it in. Mercenaries bought our club on debt, watching us argue with each other whilst we're all buying the shirt for Christmas. Idiots, fighting amongst ourselves. Never going to make any change happen. Anyway, I'll let you ponder on that one because I'm absolutely desperate for a slash. So I'm desperate for a wee, so I'm just going to go and have one, get another beer, and then we'll be ready for the second half. See you in a minute. Back. Can somebody remind me in about 20 minutes to set up the stream? I'll write a note. YouTube. For United Stand. People like to get on early and get on the comments, so lovely. I've got a mouthful of nuts. Not in that way. So 2-1 at half time. Hopefully Leicester can get back into it. I don't think they will. Gaz Elliott says Mark's liver must be wrecked. It makes me laugh, this. I suppose it's perception, isn't it? Because I have a drink when I do YouTube every now and again, but I probably don't have anything more than 6 cans of lager a week. So I don't think my liver is wrecked, to be honest with you. Sahel Ismail says the United Stand is just like AFTV. Toxic flip-flops. Oh, whatever, mate. You must be so unhappy. You must be such a bitter, thick idiot. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. You're so bitter. Go and do something with your life, right? And then you'll get less jealous of other people. Ridiculous. So many people live their lives shadowed by bitterness and jealousy. Go out and do something with your own and you'll become a lot better person. Trust me. Trust me. But I think Leicester are going to... Well, they've just got to try and hit them on the break. Robbie Howard has subscribed to both channels, to the United Stand, to That's Football, which is great. Yeah, please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Leicester coming out now. Just need a swag here. I want to do FIFA, Dean is. I want to do the draft again. I loved that on the 24-hour stream. Did we do the charity stream on this channel? I think we did. Now that was just amazing. £12,000 in 12 hours. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Very proud of that this year. Second half has kicked off. Do I think United will win tomorrow, Abdul? I'm not allowed to say they will because every time I predict United win, they don't. So I'm going to predict a draw. I'm not allowed to say United will win because every time I predict it, we don't. Scarlet Ford's got the flu. I hope you get better soon. You don't want to be ill over Christmas, but some people are. It's just the way it is. Bring Dalglish on, Yellow 94. I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. I probably haven't even played Call of Duty since that stream. I don't think I've played FIFA since then as well, but just not had a chance. I don't know about you lot, but I don't know where the last 3 weeks have gone, and it is 3 weeks since December the 1st. I don't know where it's gone. Like, I really don't know. It's the quickest December I've ever had. And you know, as a kid, December drags because you can't wait for Christmas. Like, it's a little bit different when you're older, but I don't even feel like I've got into Christmas properly yet because it's just flown by to this point. I mean, there's still a few days, but it has flown by so fast. Roblox Master Trader says, how big is your setup? About 12 inches. One of the 1966 heroes died, says Michael Dunn. Yep, rest in peace, Martin Peters. You get a lot of people dying this time of year as well, celebrities. I don't know why. There's been a few. I remember that year when we lost, like, was it George Michael? Did he die the same year as Princess Leia? Her name wasn't Princess Leia, it was Carrie Fisher, but you do always seem to get a few celebrities dying around Christmas. I don't know why. David Bellamy. He's nothing to do with Craig. He used to do children's programs. But we're up and running in this one. Firmino's just hit the post, says Tyler Ellery. Frank Nahowell says, can you guess what the score's going to be? 3-1 to Man City. Spice World died as well. Yeah, his name's not Spice World. I called him Spice World this morning to my daughter, and it's not. It's Juice World. Oh, Sahel, you know what? I thought you would have took the hint. Just F off. Like, no one wants to listen to your boring negativity. Just do one. Will Meg says, love your vids. Keep up the good work. And could you do 11 of the decade for the new year? So Steve Wanyard. And Arturo Venegas says, Mark, do you care about FIFA World Cup? No. And Hayden 1996, big game tomorrow, going down to the game. Come on, the Reds. Nice one, Hayden. I'm not allowed to say that United will win because it always seems to jinx them, but I'm going to go with a draw, but I wouldn't be surprised if we won. There is a United stand at 8 o'clock as well, by which time it's going to be a good show because it's still an hour and a half away. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I'm hoping to do Tottenham versus Chelsea watch along on here tomorrow as well at 4:30. Because I want to watch that game, so why not do it as a watch along? So I'm hoping to do it. So join me for that one as well. Akito, stop asking the same question about AFTV because we've spoken about it 3 times, and I don't really want to talk about it again at the moment. I'll talk about it on the United stand at 8 o'clock. I've done it twice on here already, so I want to just focus on different topics and the game. Can Leicester get back into this game? Will City play a little bit deeper? I don't think they will. I don't think it's in their nature. I think they will want the 3rd goal. Hard for Maddison and Tielemans to get into the game. Hi Mark, I'm a Real Madrid fan and I enjoy watching your show. You're honest and entertaining, but do you think United can beat City again? Says Marquino Pennycook. I tell you what, you know what? Some people, I've said this before, some people in the new year get depressed because Christmas is over and, you know, it's a new year and January can be a bit shit. As a United fan, I've got to say, I can't wait for January. Well, I can. I want to enjoy the end of the year and the festivities, of course, but I'm not opposed to January. Don't worry, world. Oh, I think he's offside that time, Vardy. I'm not opposed to January because I think there's so much to be excited about. Whether it's transfers, whether it's the games we've got. I think Man City over 2 legs is going to be hard for United, but it's not going to be impossible. The Kraken says, any updates on Erling Haaland? No, I think he's on holiday now, so I think it will go quiet until the new year. Simon Beach says Robbie wearing 15 grand watches ain't going to help him. Look, why? Like, I don't get. I've never understood that argument. Like, this is a man who goes everywhere. Like, whether it's Europa League irrelevant game in a farmer's field, whether it's US tours, whether it's wherever it is, he goes everywhere. He's a really nice guy. Right, Robbie is a nice guy, and you can take my word for that. Whether you like me or not, you can take my word for that. He is a nice guy. Whatever about anybody else, he is a stand-up nice guy. And he works bloody hard at what he does. And I don't know where this comes from, but I think there is a resentment that people make a living from fan channels. Yet your accountant probably charges you £80 an hour. Yet someone who's going to come and fit your doors will charge you £100 a door, or a boiler or anything like that. But somebody who goes around the country and the world working hard is not allowed to earn any money. It's ridiculous, ridiculous. And a lot of that money he gets, like the 15 grand watch, will probably be because some Talk Sport or Sky or someone like that pays him to go on his opinions. Alan Shearer gets paid ridiculous money to talk about football, so why shouldn't a fan get to talk about it? I haven't got a problem with how much Robbie earns. I mean, I'm nowhere near that, but that's not why I'm in it anyway. I'm happy just to be able to make a living and to be able to do this instead of the job I was doing because I love doing this. But the fact that somebody else makes money out of it, why is that even topical? Like, there's so much immoral. There's people who make money for far worse things than that, and it's just odd. I think a lot of it comes down to jealousy and bitterness, and I would say if you think you can do a better job, go and do it. Loads of people try and they disappear because it is ridiculously hard work. And I know how much hard work it is because I do it myself. It's just better. I think when people start talking about stuff like that, people just get bitter and jealous. And I think that's unfortunately, that is rife in society. Tielemans is not getting into this game at all. The City press is really stunting Leicester from getting anything going at the moment. And I think Tielemans has had a particularly bad game for Leicester. Do I think Leicester will beat Liverpool on Boxing Day? Says Simon Troop. I don't. I think Liverpool will win that, to be honest. I do. And I think if they do, they're probably going to win the league. What am I talking about? Liverpool are already going to win the league. They've already won it. They've already bloody won it. City on the attack here. Gundogan. 2-1 up. Penalty to make it 2-1. Leicester were 1-0 ahead. Deflected shot to make it 1-1. Sterling. Oh, Ricardo Pereira's got to get closer. Mahrez scuffs the shot. It's straight at Schmeichel. I get why you didn't read my comment, but it's relevant, says Ashley GR. Well, I don't have to read every super chat, by the way. Sometimes they do skip through. You've got me intrigued, so I'm going to try and find this comment now. 10 minutes of the second half gone. It remains 2-1 to Manchester City. Suppose if you're a Liverpool fan, you probably want a draw. Although, to be honest, the City win keeps your gap intact. Let's have a look what Ashley GR's got to say that's relevant. The Booknut fan says a fan channel is no different than a Twitch streamer. If you put the hard work into both, you get what you put into it. I don't know where this hate is coming from outside of jealous and happy people. Ashley GR. I can't even see. AFTV is the only thing keeping that club relevant. Well, actually, that is a relevant comment, to be fair to you. And that is definitely something that I don't think people have any concept of. AFTV is toxic for Arsenal. United Stand is toxic for United, right? I have so many people who messages over the years saying, I've always been a United fan, but I was never that engaged. But the United Stand has made me so much more engaged with the club. And, that's not what people see from fan communities. There's daily content on AFTV. There's daily content on the United Stand. And it keeps people interested in their club far more than probably they were. And that's a good block. Johnny Evans from Raheem Sterling, but City still on the attack. And Ricardo Pereira. They're struggling just to get out, Leicester. I think Ricardo Pereira has had a terrible game. Who's with me? Four-six says, how are you, Mark? I'm alright. I'm feeling good. What do I think about Pogba in the travelling squad, says Louis. Well, we're talking about it on the 8 o'clock show on the United Stand tonight. We are watching a different game, so I don't want to talk about United too much. Real Arsenal fans hate Arsenal Fan TV. Well, again, I'm going to come back on that because I'm entitled to an opinion, and I would say, why are they real Arsenal fans then? Can you buy a membership to being a real Arsenal fan? If you're an Arsenal fan, apparently you can be a real Arsenal fan instead of just an Arsenal fan. So why do real fans hate Arsenal? I would hazard a guess, and I would guarantee I would hit the bullseye blindfolded with this one. I would guarantee that real Arsenal fans don't like Arsenal Fan TV because deep inside they're bitter and jealous that somebody's talking about their club and they're not. And my answer to these people is always, Mahrez, just wide. My answer to these people is always this. If you're such a real fan, why don't you get on a fan cam and have your say? Oh, I don't believe in anything like that. I don't believe in anything like that. It's embarrassing. Well, hey-oh, don't watch it. Oh, but you're just embarrassing. Oh, right, okay. Your owners aren't embarrassing. Your players aren't embarrassing. The real reason why you as a team are embarrassing. But fans having an opinion on the situation, they're embarrassing. So it's embarrassing that we live in a democracy where someone's got a different opinion to you. Jog on, you absolute clown, and just stay quiet. Otherwise, oh, De Bruyne. Solanke. Oh, Schmeichel. Bloody hell. That was exciting. De Bruyne is very angry. He's already got ginger hair and he's got himself booked. Well done, Mike Dean. Matthew McFadden says, if Robbie wants to wear expensive stuff, it's right to do so. Without rights, the haters wouldn't be able to criticise. It works both ways. And Mark, do you think Arsenal board or Simon Jordan hired those thugs, says Amy Massey? I don't think they hired them. I think they've played a very clever game. Look, before I did fan channels, I've obviously done policing, I've done other professional jobs in the private sector, and I've done a little bit of media work. And the reality is, as soon as TalkSport did that thing about AFTV, I knew exactly what it was all about, because their argument is hypocritical. You cannot say that fan channels are toxic when after games of football you do call-ins saying should such and such be sacked, call in now. Biggest hypocrites ever. They basically are intimidated by fan channels because they are doing better content than they do, and it's a threat to their business model. So what do you do with a threat to your business model? You spread lies about it. I had this with a rival United channel when we started out. They spotted that we were doing it better than them very early on, but they were bigger than us. So they started spreading lies about us, and that's what happens. That's what TalkSport have done. They've started to muddy the waters to benefit their own model, which is the same as Arsenal Fan TV. This is the hypocrisy of it. And then all these fans who are having a go at Arsenal Fan TV today, they're only doing it because of Arsenal Fan TV. Oh, he missed! He bloody missed. Vardy with the cross, and Barnes gets on the end of it. It should be a tap-in. It would have been a great assist from Vardy. It's another great break. He's onside. He's down the right-hand side. He whips the cross into Barnes on the back post, and he should have had a tap-in, and he didn't. Hi, Mark. Have a great Christmas, mate. I really want United to bring in Haaland in January, says Owen Chambers. You too, pal. The Booknut fan says it's divide and conquer. Take the spotlight off how bad the team is and make AFTV the scapegoat so people focus on AFTV and not the real problem. You're spot on. You're absolutely spot on, the Booknut fan. I get it all the time with United. It's true. I get it all the time. You know, blame somebody else. Take the spotlight away from the real issue. I tell you what, that would have been a penalty on FIFA. That Barnes foul there. It was an easy chance for Barnes, though. It was brilliant play by Vardy. The other comment I made was questioning whether Robbie and Troops would get the same stick if they were white. They're not confronted at the Emirates, says Ashley GR. Mark, you might need to get security for Flex, maybe the Secret Service, says Amy Massey. I'm sure the United stand will get some criticism, even though we've done absolutely nothing wrong. But there's an agenda, isn't there now? It's the jealous, bitter twats will start attacking fan channels because they're basically they are people who have isms, aren't they? Whether it's racism or tribalism or hateism or whatever, you know, their bitterness and jealousy will come out now, and they'll start to act in pacts because that's what cowards do. But they're all hypocrites. They're all vulgar hypocrites because they're all doing it because of TalkSport, who are not fans. TalkSport is a media-driven company run by Rupert Murdoch. So, you know, all these people who go against the fan channels are basically people who are being manipulated by the powers that be. So there is no freedom of speech, is there, when you can get manipulated like that? How do I think Arsenal will do for the rest of the season? I hope they do. Well, I don't hope they do well because I want them to finish below Arsenal. But for the sake of their channel, that the fans, I hope they do well, because you don't want to see. I think it's very embarrassing when fans of the same club fight with each other. Oh, Anfield Agenda. I like it. I like Craig. It's good stuff. People should boycott TalkSport. You're right, Gavin Harwood. They're a disgrace. They've put people's safety in jeopardy to make money for themselves. Hypocrites, Agenda, Fan Division, all from TalkSport. They're a disgrace. Absolutely disgusting. Mahrez cuts inside there. But I probably still will listen to it. And I know that sounds hypocritical, but, you know, a lot of people listen to TalkSport when they're in the car on a long journey. They didn't need to do this. It's a shame. It's a real shame. There will be an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand. I need to set it up in a minute, actually. I can do that while I'm live. I can multitask. I don't know what to watch tonight. I've got to talk to you about something here, but this is such a good game. It's hard to get these sort of conversations in. I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people that when it's Christmas, I have a tick list of things that I like to watch every Christmas. And I get really angry with myself in January if I haven't watched them, because you can't watch the Office Christmas specials in January. So if I don't watch them, I've got to wait a whole other year. So this year, I've done the Office Christmas specials. I've done Gavin and Stacey Christmas special, although there's another one on Christmas Day. I've done a lot. What a save by Schmeichel there from Mahrez to make it stay 2-1. But I watched, I always watch Die Hard at Christmas. That's what I was going to say. I watched Die Hard 2. I haven't seen Die Hard 2 for a few years. It's more of a Christmas film than Die Hard 1. Because there's snow in it and it's at Christmas. Die Hard 1 is at Christmas, but it's in LA where it doesn't snow. But Die Hard 2, it snows and it's Christmas. It's more Christmassy. So I recommend watching Die Hard 2. That's the point. Hi Mark, any podcast Christmas special? Have a good one, says the Purple-Headed Warrior. The podcast will be back. I spoke to Flex about it, but we've just had to take a few weeks off because we've been building the website. We've had loads of games and stuff. And what you don't want to do when you're busy is time yourself out. You've always got to, whatever you're doing, look after yourself in relation to R&R. Relax in that. Because if you don't, you'll end up paying for it in a longer term. For years, I always used to get ill in January for 2 weeks. I'd get the flu bad or something like that because of the exertions of Christmas, where I would just stay up late, drinking, whatever. Would you take Steve Bruce, as he was a legend and he's doing well at Newcastle now, says Amy Assey, saying, just do one. Never. Mr. Silvershane likes watching Cool Runnings at Christmas. Well, I used to like watching James Bond films at Christmas, and they're not very Christmassy, are they? I tell you what, I have got loads of stuff stacked up for after Christmas that's not Christmassy that I really want to watch. I love this question. We're all going to love this question. Just sit back and enjoy my answer. as I read this question out. Your boy says, Mark, why do people not attack Liverpool fan TV or Man City fan TV? People make an assumption that if the team is losing constantly, the fans are toxic because they talk negative about the players, etc. You've just nailed it there. But there is no Man City TV because they haven't got enough fans. They tried to do one. It was called Blue Moon Rising and it got folded. They used to share... This is brilliant, this is. So rivalry really doesn't exist because Full-Time Devils and Blue Moon Rising used to share the same office. Oh, we're massive rivals. Do you want a cup of tea? They used to share the same office because they were owned by the same media company. Fan channels run by media companies, people. Yeah, that's a real fan channel. But they had to shut down because they didn't have enough views because they haven't got enough fans, even though they were winning league titles. Redmen TV does a great job and they're very successful and it's very positive and it's very happy. If Arsenal were doing what Liverpool were doing, there would be no ranting. There would be nothing. There would just be happy times. And if United were doing what they were doing 10 years ago, there wouldn't be much moaning. There would be happy times. You're absolutely spot on. Fans are toxic. They're not bloody toxic. Your teams are shit and fans are pissed off. That's the truth. De Bruyne, pass one into the box. Cross, 2, 3, 1. Gabriel Jesus with the tap in. It is 3-1 and De Bruyne is just on another level. I predicted it. I predicted 3-1. He's the best player in the league and he's probably in the world. Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, he actually skins somebody here and puts a cross in. Now, not only is he got loads of energy, not only has he got the ability to tackle, pass, shoot from distance, he can skin people and whip a cross in. He has got the lot. And I wanted Leicester to win, but I predicted that Man City would win 3-1. They've just got too much quality, and Leicester just have not been able to live with them at all. And the funny thing is that Man City probably would be winning 3 titles in a row if they had consistency, which they don't. But that was special. That was very, very special from De Bruyne. And sometimes, this is what I mean, humility in a result that you don't want is very important. And that was just fantastic from De Bruyne. Put it on a plate for Gabriel Jesus. They haven't even had to bother about risking Aguero from the start in this game. Easy work from Man City in the end. Leicester have made them work for it, but that's just absolutely fantastic from De Bruyne. I can't argue with it. Vardy, Damari Gray on the break though. Vardy's gone down injured. Not Vardy. De Bruyne or Messi, says Brentley Siddiqui. Well, it's still Messi, but it is fantastic by De Bruyne, I've got to show you. Got to say. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. As I say, we do get we've got to bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe, and you can share the video by clicking the share button. We will probably do we will. Should we do Chelsea versus Spurs tomorrow after the United game? Why not? It's Christmas. We're getting close to 109,000 subscribers. We're only 100 away from changing that. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We might be able to change that to 109 before the end of the show. But yeah, it's... I'm only drinking this because it's cheap at Aldi, by the way. I ain't Robbie with my 15 grand watch. I ain't even got a watch. So you go with VFM. VFM, which I think is right. Value for money. Yeah, I'm right. Mark, how did Jose let De Bruyne go? When Pep bought him, everyone said he was wrong. It shows Pep has an eye for talent and not just buying finishing players, says Massey. Jose's an oddball anyway. You know, I think Jose is, in his own right, one of the best managers in the world. But, I mean, he brought Matic to United. And I was like, what are you doing? Lukaku to United, what are you doing? And long term, I was right. But Mourinho is streets ahead of me in relation to coaching and football knowledge. But this is what I mean about fan opinion. You know, people dismiss fan opinion. I think some fans are happy living in the shadows of, oh, the players know more about football than me. The manager knows more than football than me. Ed Woodward knows more about how to run a club than me. And the reality is, fan opinion is so valid. Like, it is so valid on so many levels. And look, as I said, when United bought Matic, I said he's too slow, it won't work. I was right. When we bought Lukaku, I said he's a flat track bully and he's got no first touch. It won't work. And for those reasons, it didn't work. And that's just a fan opinion. And you lot will have opinions because you watch. Well, we're sat watching a football match now. If someone asks you about Mahrez or Johnny Evans or Tillemans, you can give an opinion, having watched them for 90 minutes, on what sort of player they are. You know, football is such an easy game. It's 11 against 11, putting a ball in the back of a net. And some managers make it very complicated and very technical, and Pep's one of those, and he's very good at it. But some managers, like Sam Allardyce, make it very, very simple. You know, win the second balls, be physical, and lofting balls into the box. And it can still beat a Pep. So football is a very simplistic thing, and if you spend time watching football, your opinion is valid. Mark, as a Liverpool fan at the moment, Man City are doing us a huge favour just helping us to the title, says Nathan Taylor. Well, yeah, because they're still behind Leicester, even if they're still behind Leicester, even beating them, aren't they? I'm still with you. I'm just got to get the live comments back up on the screen because I've got to set up the 8 o'clock stream on the United stand. We've still got 15 minutes left in this game. Who'd have thought it? De Bruyne, and he's had to put that over the bar. I tell you what, I watched De Bruyne against Arsenal. He was easily man of the match. Tonight, again, man of the match. He's just such a good player. He's absolutely superb. Tell me something, girl. Are you tired of this modern... Corner for Man City. Again, another corner not beating the first man. How is this happening? How are you paid money to play football and you can't beat the first man on a corner? It's ridiculous. What's going on with the modern day footballer that they can't whip a cross into a box? I could do it 10 times out of 10 right now, and I've had a drink. It's just all about where you hit the ball. Another cracking run by Vardy. I tell you what, Vardy's been good today. Living off scraps, he has been good. But I don't think this will end 3-1. I think it could go even more. Could be another goal in this. A little bit of a good run by Maddison. Well, it's at least I think we all knew it was going to be, but it's been way better than the Arsenal-Everton game, which was shit. Tell me something, girl. I'll tell you what, I wish I was in a pub. We'll have to do a meet-up next year. Proper one. Because the last meet-up we did, I never even got a drink, it was so busy. Tillemans comes off for Pratt. What a Pratt. Dennis Pratt is coming on. I think that's how you pronounce his name as well. I do. Right, that's done. Come back to the live comments. Maddison's been invisible, says a DT Cord. I think, to be honest with you, I wouldn't hold that against him. I think it's just been that sort of game. It's been very difficult for Leicester to get on the ball. Zayn Miassi, nice to see Arsenal are giving you a Christmas to remember, and Happy New Year when United rock up to the Emirates and win 3-0, says Jordan Such. Oh, there's a battle in the live comments. And Zayn Miassi says, Mark, a few fans are saying it was Pellegrini bought him, which is true, but a few City fans told me Pep told City to buy him while he was still at Bayern, as he was watching him in the German league. There's probably some relevance in that, in what Zane's saying, because what Man City did is they bought, is it Tixi Belleστine in as like a sporting director? I think it was up to a year before they bought Pep in. and Pep was recruiting players basically before he even came into the job. So apparently Oxlade-Chamberlain's got a bad injury. What a prat, says Dylan. We're not talking about Oxlade-Chamberlain there. Still 0-0 in that Liverpool game, by the way. Lee Kaloff says, Mark, are you having a laugh? De Bruyne is not at the level of Ronaldo. I've not said that. I said he's the best midfielder in the Premier League and probably the best midfielder in the league. Last time I checked, Ronaldo wasn't a midfielder. P. Howard says, how's living room football been going? Basically, we're on a winter break because last week there can't be anybody in the living room or even in the house really to play living room football, because if you're going to do commentary you just come across as weird. So last week we had new doors fitted around the house, so I can't really be playing that when there's workmen in the house. So yeah, it's probably going to have to wait till the new year now. Owen Jones is a wanker, says Max. Is that the twat journalist? Yeah, you're right. Flamengo are holding their own. It's always better if someone holds it for you. Will there be a fan backlash if Liverpool doesn't win the FIFA Club World Cup? Says Hey. I don't know. Look, it's all I'd say about the FIFA World Club Cup is that United have already won it, and I barely thought about it when we won it. So I think for Liverpool fans it would be nice to win it, but it's not important to anybody else. It's nice for Liverpool to win it, but it's not important for anyone else. Jordan Such, bring it on at the Emirates, says Zayn Miasi. I tell you what, I mean, we'll be doing the watch along for that on the United stand. Arsenal versus Man United. Mahrez, probably deserves to score a good goal because he has played so well today. This is one of the best games I've seen Mahrez play for Liverpool for Man City, by the way. Obviously something in playing against your ex-club. But all I want from United is for them to be more than 3 points ahead of Arsenal when we play them on January the 1st. So that even if you beat us, you're not above us. That will be nice. But we can be 5 points ahead of Arsenal if we beat Watford tomorrow. And I really hope that we do, because with Newcastle on Boxing Day, I think that there is an opportunity to get a few points. United could take 9 points from the next 3 games. We've got Watford, Newcastle, Burnley. Anybody else playing those games would say that's 9 points. But United, you just never know. And I think Arsenal's next few games are good save by Schmeichel again. I think Arsenal's next three games are Bournemouth and Chelsea. So top 4's wide open if anybody wants it. Zayn and Jordan Such are having a dance off in the super chats. If Pogba wanted to stay with United, would you keep him as the advanced midfielder, says Louis Nesri? Well, he's got to be played in that position first of all. 5 Alive, we are going to do a United stand meetup in London. Because to be honest with you, we get more people attending in London than we do in Manchester, because top Reds think they're better than us. So, and also London's easier for people to fly into and stuff. Thing is, like, there are people out there that sort of go, all your fans are from London, and I'm like, I don't care. If they support United, why do you have to be from Manchester? Like, I don't get that. I really don't get that. I mean, the world we live in is so diverse and cosmopolitan now. Like, you could support United if you live in New Zealand. So bloody what? You know, you don't judge people on where they live. That's like, this is what the world's meant to be moving away from. Sexism, racism, homophobia. You know, we're meant to be moving away from all that lot. So yet we still have, you live in London and you support Manchester United. Well, to be honest with you, I think that's just where these sort of things come from. This sort of, you're not from there, so you're not good enough. We need to move away from all that. That's not what diversity is. Ashu says, De Bruyne is much better than Pogba. I wish every day we could have bought him. Maybe Bruno was someone like him, but that chance is gone for us. Mate, you're spot on. I can't wait for De Bruyne to move to Liverpool or City or Spurs. I just want to be proved right about Bruno Fernandes, because United could have bought him and they chose not to do it, and we won't buy him. So I want him to come to the Premier League and prove everybody wrong. Same as Fabinho. I said for 3 years before Liverpool bought Fabinho, I was like, United should get him. 2 years before PSV got Lozano, I said United should get him. But I'm just a fan. And there's loads of people on the United stand who are like that. They talk about these players. But Lozano and Fabinho and Bruno Fernandes are the three for me that I've gone, yeah, we should go and get them. 2 of them have been proven to be absolutely fantastic, and United didn't go anywhere near them. Lachlan King says, Mark, is there a football shirt that isn't United that you've bought for purely looks? I think that's one of the best questions of the year, because it takes a brave man or woman to answer it, and everyone who says they haven't is a fucking liar. Because everybody has thought about buying a shirt that's not the shirt of their club because they like the shirt. Some people won't buy it, some people will, but everybody's thought about it. And I definitely have. I was young when I did it, and I think you're more likely to do it if you're under the age of 16, because I bought a Blackburn Rovers shirt when they had the black... It was a black away shirt with a red collar and red stripes, and I just really liked it. So I had that. What else did I buy? Had a Germany away kit once, which my mum went mad about because she still talks about the war. What else? I'm sure I've bought more than that. I tell you what, I really, really did like, and Arsenal have re-released it. I did like that bruised banana Arsenal shirt. The one with the V's on it. I did like that, the JVC. I think that was I never would buy it because I've never liked Arsenal, but I did like that shirt. I don't think there's ever been a Liverpool shirt I like, and I think that's because subconsciously I would never like it, even if it was designed well. Still 5 minutes to go in this game, looking like it's going to be 3-1. I've predicted another score. But yeah, I think the Blackburn Rovers one and the Germany away kit are the only non-United shirts I've ever bought. I've had a couple of Italian ones, Italian national shirts, and that's about it really, yeah. Timeless Sushi says old German kits were sick back in the day. Well, it's Adidas, isn't it? I think Adidas are the best shirts. I do. Don't expect United to take 9 points, Mark. To win against these teams, we need creativity and a better tactics, which we don't have, says MJPS player. Well, we'll enjoy watching it, won't we? I think everyone's going to enjoy the 8 o'clock United Stand show. That's all I'm going to say. Don't miss it, because the way I'm feeling, it ain't going to be a normal show. I'm not going to be able to be as professional as normal, so I'll probably just shoot from the hip. Nice ball over the top there. I think Leicester have done all right tonight. I just think City have been better. I wouldn't be ashamed. I think Barcelona and Real Madrid shirts are boring. There's not a lot they can do. One's got to be white and one's got to be red and blue. Nick P, I bought an Everton shirt when I was 8. It had NEC on the front. My only non-United shirt. It just looked nice in the shop. High five, Nick P. I had that shirt. If it was a V-neck with NEC on it, I think that was the first football shirt I ever bought. So sit down with your Forest fan crap, because actually, if you want to get technical, you could call me an Everton fan. And there's a story behind this. It was the very first football shirt I had. It was my birthday, and I wanted the blue away United shirt. I think it was their third kit. It was a V-neck. It had sharp on it. The home kit was red. One was white, and they had a blue. And you can buy it as a retro shirt now, and I don't know why I've never bought it. I suppose I'll never have it. And it was a sharp blue V-neck, Adidas. And that was what I wanted. And on my birthday, she obviously went to the shop, my mum, to get that shirt, and saw blue V-neck and got mixed up between Sharp and NEC, and I ended up with an Everton shirt, which I used to wear. So I always quite liked Everton because it was my first shirt, but it wasn't. It's not the team I support. So yeah, I had that shirt, but I didn't choose to buy it. It was bought for me. It was a miscommunication or a misunderstanding. Because the funny thing is, my mum's a United fan, but she obviously thought blue and thought, I don't know. There we go. Lee, don't worry about it. It's fine. Looks like Liverpool and Flamengo are going to a shootout. I think Liverpool fans will be a bit disappointed with that because I think they thought they would probably win quite comfortably. But Liverpool, if they can't win a game by playing well, they always seem to find a way to win, don't they? It's 0-0 in that game. My favourite United kit of all time, Alex G. Well, everyone do their favourite kit in the live comments and I'll read some of them out. My favourite United kit, I don't know why I like it, but I just like that blue away kit with the splash black paint all over it. It's some people's worst ever kit, but I just do like it, yeah. Of course, this design here is a United kit, which I never really like. I don't mind it, but it wasn't like one that I was absolutely crazy about. In fact, my first Wembley trip watching United was when they won this kit, when they wore this kit, and they won I think it was called the Rumbelows Cup in then. McClare scored the winner. Oh, I love that kit, Chris Pope, the black sharp view cam shirt. Oh, I had that. You know, like when you have stuff when you're growing up though and you wonder where it went. Like I remember when I was a kid, I had like He-Man and I had Castle Grayskull and I had Snake Mountain and I had loads of figures. And I don't know, where are they? Like who said to throw them away? Like why? Where are they? They've gone. And I feel like that about some of my football kits. I had that black sharp view cam shirt and I loved it. I remember I bought it out of my own bloody money as well. I saved up for it. I loved that top. And where is it? Loved it. Had the little bit of a V-neck and a collar. I think it was yellow with blue. Yellow sharp view cam, black shirt. That's one of my favourites. It makes me think of Cantona, but I loved that shirt. I love it. And I don't know where it bloody is. Liverpool have got a penalty late on. You couldn't. This is Liverpool for you. And I've got to say, I'm so glad I'm not watching that game because I'd just get pissed off and say they've done it again. But this is so reminiscent of United under Sir Alex Ferguson that Liverpool just go to the end of every game. They keep going and going and going. They score so many goals late on. It's unbelievable. But it is believable because it's part of their strategy. It's not luck. 92 minutes, says Bambush. They've got a penalty. I'll tell you what, Liverpool at the moment, they could shit the bed, go in another room, come back and the sheets would be clean. You know, everything they do turns to... It's a clear penalty, by the way, a lot of people are saying. Well, no one's disputing that. It's just that ability to go again and again and again. Please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We will be back on this channel tomorrow for Chelsea versus Spurs at 4:30. Manchester United versus Watford on the United stand at 2. And if you want to join me on the United stand, we will be live at 8 o'clock with an 8 o'clock show as well. But thanks everyone for joining me for this. We're into stoppage time at the moment. We're just going to we might just do it. We're only 50 subscribers away from 109,000. So if anybody hasn't subscribed, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. With regards to this game, I think I predicted this. I said 3-1. I think 3-1 is a fair assessment of where these two clubs are. Leicester are doing fantastically well, and I hope that Leicester do get top 4 because they deserve it. But Leicester are not good enough to win the league this year. Liverpool and Man City are the two best clubs in the world at the moment. Man City have had a bad season, but I think Man City will be the team that finishes second. And Leicester just need to focus on top 4. And I think this is a fair reflection of the difference between the two teams. And City, I tell you what, City have worked hard in this game. I think looking forward to those Carabao Cup games with United, City have really worked hard from being 1-0 down. So, some people are saying it wasn't a penalty after all. VAR has checked it and it's not a penalty for Liverpool. It was outside the box. So, saved by the VAR. There you go. And I'm just going to drop a live chat in as well from the United Stand. Join us at 8 PM. There it is in grey. Looking forward to it. It'll be a good show. It will be a good show. But, I mean, the most interesting stat for me for this game today is this. What has been the possession? And to be fair, Leicester, it's not as high as I thought. 64% possession for City, 36% for Leicester, 23 shots for City, 5 for Leicester, 12 shots on target for City, 2 for Leicester, 6 corners to City, 1 to Leicester, and 14 fouls by City, 9 to Leicester. So Man City have dominated it in so many ways, and I think 3-1 is a fair reflection of the game. It's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. And in relation to the Premier League title, well, Liverpool will be happy because this will put City 1 point behind Leicester and 11 points behind Liverpool, which is a massive, massive target. City will be 9 points ahead of Chelsea in 4th. Sheffield United are in 5th with 28 points. Wolves are in 6th with 27 points. Spurs are in 7th with 26 points. And Manchester United and Newcastle are level on 25 points. United desperately need to beat Watford tomorrow. There's no two ways about it. They do. I think West Ham must be playing Monday night football against somebody. Oh, no. West Ham aren't playing because they should have been playing Liverpool. So they have a game in hand. That's all they do. And that is the end of the game. It finishes 3-1 to Manchester City. Deserved at the end of the day. You can't argue with that. It's 3-1 to Manchester City. I will be live on the United Stand at 8 o'clock, so join me for that. The stream is open on the United Stand if you want to get in the comments over there early. Lots to talk about. We'll be talking about the AFTV argument from today. We'll be talking about Daily Blind. We're talking about Rashford's record, Angel Gomez, Erling Haaland, Ollie's excuses. So see you on there at 8 o'clock. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe on this channel. I'll see you at 8 o'clock on the United Stand. Next content on here will be 4:30 tomorrow. It will be Chelsea versus Spurs. Join us for that. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you soon.